Studio production begins in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to Community Foundation Spotlight. I'm Erica Joseph, president at the Community Foundation, and I'm thrilled to have one of our colleagues at the foundation, Heather Mailer, our program director, here today. We always have so much we can talk about at the Community Foundation, but today is very special because we're highlighting a once-a-year sort of region-wide effort that we do. But before we get to that, if anybody's just joining us for the first time and hasn't seen this program before, talk a little bit about the Community Foundation, who we are and what we do, and then we'll jump into the exciting parts of that.
Great, thanks. Thanks for asking and thanks for having me. The Community Foundation is a local charitable nonprofit that provides donor services, and also through the support of our generous donors is able to then help our nonprofits and other charities in the community make their impact in our community.
And we do that in a variety of ways. You coordinate all of our grant programs throughout the year, which meet a variety of needs. And then also in the past few years, we've really expanded our technical assistance and networking. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. We have worked hard in the last couple of years to make sure that we're meeting the various needs of our charitable partners. They can be as broad as needing training programs or professional development, needing resources and information, needing assistance to connect with other nonprofits and businesses in the community. And so we're really proud to be able to be that liaison between all of the different parts of our community and our own nonprofit partners.
And we see as much as anyone the value of that collaboration and networking, which is what makes our current initiative so exciting. And so let's talk a little bit about Giving Tuesday. I know this is our second year, but it's so much, really powered up, as we've been saying. So what is Giving Tuesday?
Well, thanks for asking. We are really excited about Giving Tuesday. We have supercharged our effort this year, which is our second time running the campaign. And it's basically an online day for giving to our charitable community. And so it's a global campaign. And the Community Foundation is assisting the Lower Eastern Shore with that effort. So we're bringing it more local.
And I've heard it explained simply that, it comes right after Black Friday. And we're all familiar with that shopping day after Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then we're all more familiar these days with Cyber Monday and the online shopping that gets to happen then. And so Giving Tuesday is that Tuesday. So this year it's November 29th.
Yeah, the running joke in our field is that it should be first. It should be before you shop in stores and online. But for us, charity is an everyday effort. But we're really excited to have a single day focused on online giving. So it is on November 29th this year.
And the unique aspect of our Giving Tuesday campaign and the role that the foundation is playing is that sort of networking and bringing a lot of different organizations together for that common goal. So talk to me a little bit about what we're doing as part of the Giving Tuesday initiative locally.
So one of the biggest things that we're able to do at the foundation through our resources, partners, and sponsors is add capacity for our local nonprofits. Because as we all know, so many charities run on very low staff or no staff. They might be all volunteer-based. They might not have the capacity to accept online donations, which this campaign is focused on. And so those are some of the basic services that we can help facilitate and provide.
So we have a common website. And what is the place we want everyone to go on November 29th?
Yep, the best spot to visit would be www.shoregivesmore.org.
And that's going to include, and there's information there now, so people can go there and visit and learn a little bit more about the campaign, but that's the basically one-stop shop where donors can go, make their contributions, and there are a plethora of opportunities for giving. How many organizations have we gotten involved this year?
We have nearly 60 agencies signed up this year, which we're really excited about. They are also very engaged in the planning process right now as we lead up to that day. There's a very broad set of types of nonprofits. So we have some major nonprofits like Coastal Hospice, Diakonia, and the Art League of Ocean City. But then we have some smaller nonprofits like the Jesse Clump Memorial Fund, which offers suicide prevention awareness in our local area.
And you mentioned, and I know I've seen the list, it's in the arts, it's in health and human services, it's emergency and basic human needs, it's education and youth. I mean, it really is sort of a snapshot of all of the wonderful types of organizations that serve the Lower Eastern Shore. And that's an important point. It's Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester, and so donors from all parts of our community can find the missions they're passionate about, the communities that they live in are represented. And I know that the website is very user-friendly because you can go and you could give $10 to 10 of your favorite charities, or, you know, and all of that's done easily through that common website.
Yes, it's a wonderful website, and that's something that we've worked on enhancing over the second year. So there's a single shopping cart feature where you can come in and literally give to 60 agencies if you would like, from $1 to any amount of donation. So it's really helpful.
And you mentioned that one of the goals of this is to help to, you know, sort of level the playing field for organizations who maybe don't have online giving yet, and help them reach out to donors with some special marketing tools and that sort of thing. But we've had some great partners help us to be able to provide this service. And so our key sponsors for this year, and it's expanded. Last year, we you know, that was one of our targets to grow. So you want to talk a little bit about our thanks
Sure.
for those partners?
Yes, and we would really want to thank our sponsors because it is a large campaign. There's quite a bit of, you know, behind the scenes work that makes it easier for our staff and our nonprofit partners to participate. So this year we have a premium sponsor, 2 premium sponsors, and then one of our own donors that's engaged in the campaign. So we would like to thank Delmarva Power, 47 ABC, and the Hershey Family Fund at the Community Foundation.
And I'd love to talk, because those sponsors are helping us do each one something unique. And certainly having 47 ABC is, you know, that's reaching out to let people know about the campaign. So that's a valuable partnership. Delmarva Power is doing something very unique in terms of their support of this effort. So do you want to talk a little bit about what they're helping us to do for this year's Giving Tuesday?
Yes, that would be great. They were very generous in giving us some funds that we could put towards marketing incentives. And for nonprofits, you know, we know that it's a very competitive field. We're fundraising through the same donor base, and we live in a rural area. And so what we were able to do is build out a table of extra incentives and grants that nonprofits can receive through this campaign, and their funding really helped us maximize that.
So a little friendly competition, and the nonprofits, it's simple things like the first organization to get a donation that day, or the organization that gets the most contributions in set amount of times. And so, you know, we work very well, and there are a lot of great partnerships in the community, but I think that, you know, sort of help to motivate all of our strategic thinking around how we engage our donors. Let's talk about the Hershey Family Fund, because online giving is not free.
Right.
Normally there's a small cost that anybody incurs when they do, you know, credit card donations. And so what is that impact for us?
Yes, and we're very thankful to them as well, because as you mentioned, the credit card fees, a lot of people don't realize what's behind the scenes of transactioning in this day and age where we swipe our cards everywhere. But our processors pay fees. And so currently, if a donor donates online through a PayPal portal, the agency is losing a % of their funds to process that payment through PayPal, which is a lovely feature to have. But for a very small nonprofit, you know, that having that percentage taken off the top during a campaign that has this much marketing and lead up time can be somewhat discouraging. So the Hershey Family Fund has agreed to offset those PayPal fees so that our participating agencies will get 100% of their donor, you know, collections that day, the contributions that day, which is wonderful.
And I'd like to remind viewers, so on November 29th, you can go to shoregivesmore.org and make a contribution or many contributions to your favorite charities right here on the Lower Shore. And because of the generosity of that fund, the foundation will then be able to give 100% of every contribution that we receive directly to that nonprofit. And so that's a very generous gift on their behalf to help facilitate that process. Now, let's talk a little bit about what benefit does a donor get from participating? And we've hit on a couple of them already, but if I'm giving to a variety of organizations, what about this is a great opportunity for me?
Well, as a donor, the the shopping cart feature is just so useful because as we all know, we sit down and write out our checks, we tithe, we might support a number of nonprofits through the year, but those are transactions that we have to process ourselves at different times during the year. And this allows a donor to come into the portal and make one single set of donations to all the agencies they'd like to support. And then to also know that 100% of their money is going to local charities.
And I think that there's, one of the things that we have really seen from this collaborative effort is the fact that I might go to give a donation to the Community Foundation. We're promoting our Help Your Neighbor Fund for Giving Tuesday. But while I'm there, I'm going to see 60 other different nonprofits in the community that I may or may not know about. And so it's a good chance as well just to sort of expand your awareness of who's working in the community and what services are being provided.
That's a wonderful point. One of the things I haven't mentioned is the design of the portal. The portal this year has some features built in where not only will you learn the mission of the nonprofit that you're looking at, you will also see a funding goal and a focus of where they're putting their donations this year, which is really helpful as a donor to know specifically where that money's going. And then lastly, there are social media links to all the platforms that each nonprofit is connected to. So you can learn more about their work and their events and what they're focusing on currently.
And I know that sometimes we'll be asked, if there's an amount or if their donation of a more modest amount makes a difference. We see all the time the impact of donations at all different levels. So talk to me a little bit about why it's important, regardless if it's $1, if it's $10, if it's $100, wherever you are on the spectrum, to invest in the nonprofits in the community.
Well, that's a good question. And I mean, here in Maryland, the nonprofit sector is a huge economic impact, employment sector, providing services that there are plenty of gaps in our society right now. That's where nonprofits come into. And many nonprofits have a diverse funding stream or have diverse funding streams. But private donations are really important to their work. And often those monies are what we would call unrestricted or more flexible. And so these dollars that we can bring in through this sort of campaign have some flexibility to them, which is very important to nonprofits. They often have funding streams that may limit some of their uses of funds and direct it towards certain efforts or initiatives.
And so this gives them the chance, and collectively, this kind of effort on Giving Tuesday, if I'm giving $1 to all the organizations that I'm passionate about on that list, then it's being combined with other people's dollars or $5. Yeah. And so we encourage everyone who's got the opportunity, the interest and the passion to make those donations, large, small. It's more about the act of giving, certainly not focused on the amount, because we just want people to be involved.
Yeah, and we talk about that actually all of the time at the Community Foundation, about how we are a collective, we have a collective giving vehicle, and so our own foundation consists of over 650 funds, and many different agencies, individuals, and families come together to make that impact.
Now, Giving Tuesday, we've mentioned it. It's November 29th. When should people go to the website? Where should they go, and what should they do?
That's great. They should go to the website on November 29th. It starts at midnight. So if you're an early bird, you can jump on at 12:01 and start donating. The portal will be open for the rest of that week through December 2nd to allow a grace period for donors to come in. And that portal again is www.shoregivesmore.org.
And we want to let folks know, even though we'll budget a little bit of time in case you forget, all of those exciting incentives and opportunities for the nonprofit partners who are participating all of those are being decided by the gifts that come in on November 29th. So please visit and please give. I know our organization and board and all of our partners, there's been such great energy around it. And so thanks for your time. We'll look forward to following up after on some of the impact from Giving Tuesday. One more time, let's highlight that website for viewers.
It's www.shoregivesmore.org.
And thank you to all of our sponsors for Giving Tuesday, Delmarva Power, 47ABC, and the Hershey Family Fund. You've been watching Community Foundation Spotlight, where we're promoting Giving Tuesday 2016, November 29th. We'll see you there.